And good morning. We are back. We are trying to be a little more consistent. Got some white bat in the background, which I just love. Absolutely love. We're going to see if our audio and video is working fine. We've had some changes. As you can tell, probably I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm on the back end of sick, which is could be worse, I guess. Let me see. This is only for about 45 minutes. Let's see how this music does. So this is White Bat Audio by Karl. These are Twitch safe, stream safe, copyright safe music. If you use the music, if you like it, please consider donating to White Bat Audio. I need to do it again. I periodically will go in and donate because, you know, this stuff is free. I don't have to pay for it. And if somebody's creating things that I get to use for free, then I should give them an energetic backup, right? An energetic something, at least periodically, to say, hey, thanks for doing it. Even, you know, I'm sure it's enjoyable, but I get to use your art. I get to use your brain through your music. So I am going to look at that. The other thing, or other person, we obsessively listen to music over is Herknunger. That's Herknungr. And this gentleman I have donated to a few times as well. Probably time to do some more. Herknungr is amazing. Like a Norse sound. He's got a 24/7 radio that plays all kind of different Norse sounds and music, but he also does his own as well. Yeah. There's that. And good morning, Mystic Manny. How are you? I hope you are well. I've had a rough week this week with traveling and getting sick, and feeling better though. So just right now I've got a little bit of a, what's the word? I'm a little snotty, a little coffee, but good overall. So just I feel a little slow, which is fine.
Oh, my balls, I need to go.
Yeah, I haven't been able to keep up much on anything, but it's definitely been a tough week, and I was reading a little bit about you having some difficulty, but that might have been the week before. So sorry to hear that. That's not fun. Rook and I got a little bit of extra work done on our videos because, you know, it's been a couple years since we put out a video. And so we're going to try to get that back rolling again, and we'll talk about that in a minute, I think. So that'll be fun. But hopefully you're feeling a little better towards the end of the week. I know for me, I felt great on Sunday. Monday morning, I started feeling like crap and having difficulties. And then by Thursday was my worst day, which of course was my travel day. So I felt like dirt then. Speaking of air, I have my air oil.
How you gonna be without
We're gonna carry this with us today to keep us going. We got our camera system set up again for videos that we can take on the road. We have a little hand cam and then a regular, like a Rebel that does great video, and our little lavalier mics and VG. And all of that stuff is done.
BG of strong energies.
Our dog just knocked over our camera.
Oh, listen.
You are licking violently. They probably haven't eaten, have they?
About her. I just fed you.
She lie, say you lie.
What, Sheestra?
Yeah, that's not good, because if it's taking longer for this, it's going to continue to take longer. I really do hope you guys can find a, like, maybe not even a cause, but at least a pathway of something that's working for you. We'll do a little bit of our green candle magic if that's okay. after the show today. You know, send a little bit your way, because I know that can't be fun. I love this music. Yeah, I know. Harknunger doesn't look like he's got anything new out, which I'm a little bit sad. I know it's been a minute. Let's say 10 months.
Hey, Petey.
VG, please don't do that. I'll probably reach out to him and
Stop it.
and make a comment, because I'd like to use some more of his music, but he probably has some new stuff coming, I would hope. She's so aggressive. She's aggressively liquor. Tina, what are you doing? You don't usually come over here, baby girl.
Oh, look at your friend, Tina. Mystic Manny. Tina came to say hello to Mystic Manny.
But she's digging in my. Why are you? What? You're different. What's going on? What's going on, Teeny? Tina doesn't usually come to me and dig like that.
Oh, Tina.
Oh, come here.
Tina Saffret.
Oh, you don't fit in my hand like Finn does.
Tina was from the suffrage movement.
Okay.
She's glad to see you today.
That's gonna be a thing. Hey, baby.
Oh, she's so glad to see
Can
you.
we cap your butt? Thanks. This dog, Manny, you should have seen Nutella when Dario was over here. She is definitely racist against her own people. She was fine with everybody but Dario.
Oh, that's funny.
Everybody but him. It was pretty funny. Turn the music down a hair. Oh yeah, she was not having anything. She wouldn't come out the door with Dario near it. She's like, nope.
It's Tina Saffret.
I have a gray mustache. Yeah, you do. I'm getting old.
Oh.
Nutella's turning into peanut butter.
Oh, I love her. I don't even want to think about that, Tina.
Nutella's turning into peanut butter.
Tina's my good friend.
Tina. She is very demanding. Well, I know we're early, as far as like the shows, but no, you can't. You pull my hand that way, you're gonna fall, honey. I know you can't think like that ahead, and I get it. I know. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I know.
she give you love.
I know. Well, my petite's mad at me now.
Why?
She's dancing right here. Come here, Teen Teen.
I'm gonna have to get up and make our coffee soon. So if you're giving me any one, they're about to be put down in a couple minutes. Not put down.
I'm gonna back up just a hair so I can pull my leg up. Oh, really, Finn? I don't have room.
I love you, Tina Suffrage.
All the dogs want to be up here at one time.
We need a bench
We do. Get us a bench, Brad.
for our little baby.
We need a couch first. All right, so I think we should, before you go get the coffee, we should go ahead and do our thing. You think? Do you think?
Mm-hmm. I think it more than I've ever thunk in my life.
Oh, I'm glad you're thunking. It's okay, Tina. Finn's a bastard, but he's being nice right now. Yeah, he's being nice right now.
Don't you just love her? She looks like those
VG.
candies.
VG, you cannot fit in my lap.
What are they called? Moo Milks? Those little candies that are like cream and chocolate or caramel. You
All
look
right.
like a Moo Milk, Tina.
All right, I think we're stable. Just making sure our thing is stable. Our internet kind of is a little hiccupy sometimes, we know, like right around 10 o'clock, so it might hop out and hop back in, but let's go ahead and do our circle so we can get going.
Hear me, friends and ancestors from the East. Hear my voice carried on the air of clarity and truth. Please watch over us as we cast our circle of safety and love.
See me, friends and ancestors from the south. See my flame of passion and creation seared into the energy of the universe. Watch over us as we cast our circle of limitless possibility. And I'm going to highlight for you.
Feel me, friends and ancestors from the west. Feel my love, fear, sadness, and joy washed into the waters of the rivers of compassion. Watch over us as we cast our circle of connection and motion.
Reach me, friends and ancestors from the north. Reach my feet and hands, the earth in my toes and work of my fingers. Watch over us as we cast our circle of grounding and protection.
Know me, friends and ancestors from the ether. Know my intent, know my heart, and know my spirit. Watch over us as we ask you to join us in perfect love, perfect trust.
Hear, see, feel, reach, and know that the circle is safe, the circle is sacred, and the circle is cast.
Thank you.
Woot woot. All right.
In the names of Tina and Mapati.
All right, what is this saying? Online security. I don't need to stay safe. It's my own account.
Tina chose you. I remember.
I think she just chose me to get to you.
I remember that, Tina.
And then she's pawing at my hand, trying to get me to yank over. And can you please cap your stink star? Thank you. Keep your tail over it. Keep your tail over it. See, I'm slowly pinging back and forth, trying to open all the stuff that I need because everything is all over the place. Really, Ma?
I know you wanted him.
Oh, these guys.
You can't have both of you, so I'm going to take you, okay? I know you wanted him.
And Ma's just big enough to slide through in between my legs and fall. It's like I have to hold her.
I love this big brown
And
Tina.
she don't give a shit. She's like, and it's your fucking job. Okay, that's enough
I
doggies.
love my Tina Brown.
Where am I? Like, I can't process brain today. Like, I'm having a hard time.
I just woke up 10 minutes ago.
That's your fault, not mine.
You could have woke me up, you know?
I will never wake you up. Not gonna happen.
Why?
You know better.
Why is that a thing?
Because I don't feel like it.
Oh.
If you feel like you need to make sure you're up for a certain time, then you will set your alarm and get up for that time, or you will tell me. And I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. Because I am my own person.
Yeah, you are. No, you don't. That's true.
No, you don't, and yeah, you are. Don't do it backwards. Tina. Good morning. Hey, Dragon, how are you? How's it going? We have a weird topic today. When we get into it, we're going to do our normal stuff first, but the topic is, who are we? We were at the Cups yesterday. We did the Cups meeting. We're kind of, paying a little bit of attention. I don't think we're like, what's the word I'm looking for? We're engaging back with UU and Cups, but just at the ability and level that we're able to, instead of trying to force it to be a primary requirement for us. At least for me. I speak for myself.
I miss the people, and I was glad to go, but not to make it feel like you have to.
That's the point, yeah.
I really miss the people.
So when we were there yesterday, one of the things we did is there was actually quite a few new people, so we did all these introductions, and I'm like, you know what? It's been a long time since we've actually sat down and talked about what our systems are and what we've been thinking about lately from a religious or a spiritual point of view. So like, let's talk about that today. Let's do the who are we meeting, right? I made an air blend because, well, back when we did Astara, and we're using it now to kind of engage us for our air video, which is what we're recording right now and working on. So yeah, so that's kind of our topic today. We wanted to say, what have we been doing, what's been going on, You know, how are things in general? What has changed since the last time we literally, talked about our specific beliefs, and things like that. That's, to me, that was kind of a neat, um, thought process to just go over some of those things. Um, so we'll wait for Rook to get back, um, and see how things are, when we get started. But yeah, working the new moon, Manny. Anything very specific you're doing for the new moon? I mean, our new moon is in Gemini, right? It's, I think, technically at like 3 a.m. on the 27th, which is Tuesday morning. So really, tomorrow night is when we're doing it as well. But new moon in Gemini, just what we always needed, right? We're doing that moon working. Yeah, primary healing, always great on a new moon, right? Hey, well, we can leave it at that and just call it what it is. That is hilarious. You'll have to excuse me. I got to clear my sinuses every few minutes because I'm still pretty stuffed up. Better, but stuffed up. And so it's clogging my ears. So I'm having to, like move my jaw around a little bit because my ears are all plugged up. But yeah, so we have a new moon in Gemini coming up. Our next full moon is June 11th, and that'll be in Sagittarius. So we get some firework there. But right now, new moon in Gemini, we've got some. To me, when I do new moon work, I always like to think of the things that I want to start or grow, right? But with Gemini, it's like, ooh, not only are you looking for the things that are starting and growing, but you also got to look for the things that are right there from the beginning, ready to F you up, right? And screw everything up for you. So that's kind of the other part of it for me that we have to watch. I'm going to switch us over. The what's changed one, not the new moon. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. We could go through that. That'll take a long time, though, won't it? We'll have to work on that one. I have to have a special episode to get all that out. What's changed for Dragon?
Ooh.
He missed all of it.
That would be
okay. Yeah.
nice.
A
long time.
But those are all good things too, right? As you can see, Rook, I'm just pinging from thing to thing because my brain is not functioning. There's what I'm looking for.
I'm gonna burn some of that fairy dreams incense when these go out.
You should.
What is that you got burning? It smells really nice.
That is actually eucalyptus.
Ah. Is there a lighter in here already? I'm sure.
There's two right here.
It's nothing special. It's just a
So like I said,
stick incense.
Yeah, that's good. We're gonna be slow. I mean, there's just no way about it right now. I'm just, yeah. We're feeling pretty slow today. I was trying to look for. I need to look at the properties of this camera because it changes on its own, which is kind of annoying. Like after I set it, it goes back in and changes things. We're making it so that it's not, the camera's not going to be as pretty, but it should show a little bit better what we're doing as we transition over to the next camera screen, because we want to show you a couple things, right? Like we like to do. So look, I get it. This is the day. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one feeling it, but this is slow time. measured is probably the better word. So we have our camera here, and one of the things that we did a little different last week when we got started was we added crystals to it, to our discussion. And I think last week we ended up talking finally about Galena.
Galena, yes.
Which is one of my favorite metal stones.
And our Shiva Lingams, didn't we?
And our Shiva Lingams, yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
Before that, I remember talking about my picture jasper. So I was going to ask you, is there a stone you wanted to talk about today that is interesting to you or that you like?
Well,
sorry, Mama said.
There's two I've always loved,
mad.
and that's copper, and then the the fool's gold. What's it called?
Pyrite.
Pyrite, yes.
Well,
I know those aren't really stones so much, but
I include them as stones.
Copper is very. I think you have a copper. I need to get a good sized copper orb or wand or something. Pyrite I just like because it's kind of like.
Come here, TT. You want to go up there? You look like you want to go up.
It's really pretty, but it reminds you to be aware of the pretty stuff.
Look at them.
No. Because what glitters isn't gold, etc., etc.
So
Kind of helps
copper
you see through the BS.
And one of my favorite
that's really
pyrites.
Pretty.
We bought that at the thing in Punta Gorda.
This one?
Yep.
May I touch it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot you're showing it there. It's okay, I'll see it later.
Well, that's for you to show. You wanted to show.
I
Talk
can
about
see
it
anytime, can't I? I think like the copper would be really nice to like some people have crystals or rocks or whatever around when they're doing Reiki. I would have copper and selenite and obsidian probably. For me when I'm getting Reiki done. I like it, but that is a beautiful pyrite orb. I just think it's freaking beautiful. Now, what I don't know, do they do anything to enhance to get it to do those little sparkles?
Nope.
Wow. Okay, I didn't.
That is pyrite. So
I thought that they did to make it. That's beautiful.
Color doesn't pull through very well here, but one of the things I like about spheres is it makes me feel like I'm transporting to another world. But I also like the pyrite ring.
Oh, was that actual pyrite too?
Yep.
The ring? Wow. Where might I get a good pyrite orb?
I think of pyrite as in the there's something about it that says I am real because I'm pyrite. I can fool you because it's fool's gold because fools think it's gold. But for those of us that know who I really am, I'm still very valuable in my own right.
God, it's so beautiful.
And I can help shine the light on the things that aren't true. So with pyrite and having pyrite around me, I kind of feel like I can see through people's bullshit a little better. Mm-hmm. So with pyrite, like I'd have pyrite and quartz together. Like I have a little quartz plate that has a bunch of little points in it. Actually, I'll just get it. And I like to take spheres and put the spheres on the plate.
Good morning, Joy.
See how they act.
We're looking at our couple of spears, Joy. Talking about our favorite stones, rocks, etc. Two of mine, I said, were pyrite and copper. It's a beautiful little pyrite.
Here's the plate.
Ooh, that's pretty.
And so I like to take my spheres and put them on the plate and just see how they react. Because quartz and pyrite, or quartz and anything together, right, gives you an energy feeling and this kind of grow.
Yeah.
Hey, Joy. And so with it together, it's kind of like, okay, now this to me would be a setup that will help me if I'm doing a reading for somebody or if I'm doing some magic with somebody or something that I need to overcome like falsities or see through the bullshit. And that's one of the things I really, really like about pyrite.
And in my opinion, pyrite is much more beautiful than real gold.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
To me.
And this quartz plate is bigger than the camera gives it. But it is from Moon over Roswell in Roswell, Georgia, when I used to go out that way. So that's pyrite.
I love that. I wonder if that place in Naples that we went to would have
altered elements.
Yeah.
Let's check it. And Brad's other one is copper.
Pyrite.
I love copper too. I have a copper pendulum. The thing about copper for me is like it's transformation, but it's also like heaviness and realness. Um, to me, copper connects. So it's like literally how we would plug into the earth.
Instantly.
If I want to plug in, it's copper.
Instantly.
If I need to work magic to get connected to something and I feel like I need an antenna to help increase it, copper. If I need to transform something from me to somebody else, copper. If we were doing magic where I'm trying to give you strength, I would use copper between us.
I would like a copper ring and a copper necklace.
But copper rings usually turn some people green, remember?
I know they do. But...
That's the transformation part.
But is it harmful that it's turning you green?
Mm-mm.
Because if not, then I would wear them.
It's not harmful.
I wonder why it does that. Just the reaction.
It's reacting to the things in your blood.
Ah.
I believe it's iron. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Somebody told me at one point, and I looked it up and found it, and then I forgot. So, as you can see, those are
how beautiful.
Some of your favorites. And we'll stick with that. I'll do mine next week.
Was this quartz or what is that?
That's quartz.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I love quartz plates. People like quartz wands and stones, like the long pieces. I like these. These are my kind of quartz, where there's just a whole bunch of different points. And again, you can take your spheres, which I love spheres, and put them in there. And then how does it work together? Like, it's just something about them together that just drives me nuts. And then I like my spheres. Spheres are like planetary transport for me. Like, if I want to meditate, I can get down on the level with this and I can stare into it. And I can just see worlds everywhere.
Your baby. Well, come over here, baby. I'll pick you up, but you don't want to be with my petite. I have a smoky quartz plate.
Oh, I love plates.
Nice.
I need to get some more crystals. We got to go looking this week.
I need to get some, yes. And I know what I intend to get. Pyrite and copper. But where might I find copper jewelry, I wonder? Would they even make such a thing?
They do. Same place, or you can make it yourself. Our clasps that Joy made for us and the cloaks are copper.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is something.
Oh, that was so good yesterday. We were talking about how we enjoyed the meeting yesterday and giving the introductions going around.
Yeah, that's where today's topic came from. Who are we? Out of our introductions yesterday, we haven't really sat down with everybody and just said, "Hey, so much has changed for all of us. We're not the same people we were 1 year ago, let alone 5 years ago. And what is different, and how have our beliefs changed, and what are we trying to do to, where are we at, like, in our pathway?"
Bless you.
That's where all that came from. Before we get there, though, what have you been reading?
Copper, bronze, and silver. Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds really nice. I bet bronze is beautiful. Oh. So reading, I am reading a couple different things. Excuse me. Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming. It's more of a scientific book by Stephen LaBerge. And it's very nice. It's one that you would do like little pieces at a time.
What's it about? I mean, obviously lucid dreaming, but I know you're probably only in the introduction, but like, what so far?
It's more about like the science of what happens within the body and the stages and where you would get to. What I found really interesting is that lately it's talking about the sleep cycles and how on average we can go through the sleep cycle 19 times in a night, like waking up,
the REM cycle. Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy. Like,
yeah, if you use any of those apps that like kind of track your sleep and stuff, there's a couple really good ones. One's called Sleep. Or even the Apple Health, you'll see every single time you're up and down, like it paths that for you. It's really neat.
Really?
Yep.
And now this is separate. This is for a normal sleep, not like somebody with sleep apnea or something like that. So that was really interesting. So it's literally, it's about research. He did a lot of research. and it's how to clear the mind, what to do before going to bed, how to be conscious and make the choice to to dream, to wake up. And I'm wondering, those apps, does it have something? It talks about remembering your dreams. Like, most of us don't remember our dreams, so exercises to do that. And I wonder if those apps allow you to log your dreams so you don't forget them.
I'm not sure about that one.
But that is a really good one. I need to actually read more of that. This is from, I think, Manny and Dragon both. It's kind of a these next two are kind of like little, short reads, weekly or daily. The Witchcraft Therapy, how to your guide to banishing bullshit and invoking your inner power.
I want to read that one when you're done.
And this one, honestly, I'm not real. This one's not much of anything. I'm really disappointed. Not disappointed. It's not the right word. It's not really a lot of much. This Magic Not Mayhem, the ADHD Guide to Practice of Witchcraft, really is a Charlie Rose. It's really a picture book of different tarot cards and like tools and different things. I mean, it has a little bit of content, but I guess they think ADHD people can't read. I don't know, but it's a little bit too basic for my taste. But I'm gonna look through it and continue on. But I was expecting a little bit more words.
From my own experiences with ADHD, the main thing I have learned is if you're drained and exhausted, everything takes longer. It is so much more complicated. I'm taking the complication out.
Well, sure did. It succeeded.
Well, perhaps an alteration in your perception of it from the initial and looking at it through different lens might be helpful.
It could be. That's true. I'm always open to feedback. That's
Anytime
true.
somebody says always or never, doubt them.
I should say I'm happy.
Put it
to
down
listen.
and come back to it later, like a different time. That's always been helpful for me if I really was disappointed in a book. There's a couple books that I've been reading. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever read. I stop it and then I come back a month later. I'm like, holy shit, this is really good. Same thing with games.
Oh yeah.
Put it down and come back to it in a different headspace. Or you don't like it and you're okay not to like it, right? Some books suck.
And then the last is more.
Some suck, baby.
I'm more like related to my industry, but it's got a magic of its own. It talks about the magic of music. I've always thought there's magic in books, magic in human touch, and magic in music. So this is the name of the book. It's called Peekaboo I See Miracles, and it's by Nurse Bob, who his real name is Bob Shea or Robert Shea, and he was a nurse for many years. And at age 43, he learned how to play the guitar and started a band. And eventually, he got out of nursing and more so into being a musician. But he goes around to nursing homes, really ones that have memory care units, and performs musically. And this book is a lot of short stories about the connections that he's made and awakenings he's seen with people with Alzheimer's, dementia, and cognitive issues. And it's like, I have to stop like after every two because your eyes just start watering. If you like that kind of stuff, he actually came to my center where I work last week and performed for the residents, and it is so amazing, like how music, the magic of music, and also not him, but another group called Unibeats came out and did a drum circle, and to see those residents like engaged and active, just like you or I would be, that was true magic. So that's kind of what I'm reading right now. I think it's a good mix. This right now is my favorite. This and the lucid dreaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna read that one after you. So,
had you heard of this or of Nurse Bob? No.
So obviously, both of us work in memory care now, specifically certain parts of it, and it is amazing to see what spiritualism can add to how our brains function and stuff. When you learn about how the senses work and how they're involved in your memories, it's very interesting. One of the books that I recently finished was called The Giver. And some of you may have heard there's a movie about it, and I can't remember what the movie is called. If it's also The Giver, we've talked about it on here before a couple weeks ago. But I got the second book, so I'm now starting that, which I think it's called Gathering Blue. But it's by the same person, Lois Lowry, and it's The Giver is not what I expected. I thought it was going to be about memory about memory care because it was a recommended book on my certification test or process when I got certified to teach the certification.
Oh, nice.
It's so if you do the actual train the trainer program where you get the certification so that you can then teach the program.
Oh.
The recommended books is one of these. Yeah, I remember us talking about that, Dragon. And when you read that book, like I'm not kidding. I couldn't get through 3 pages without crying on the plane or wherever I was, because if you read it just for what it is, it's okay. But if you read it with the mindset of this is humanity individually and together collectively, it's both. It's every single individual person, it's every single group, it's every single world, everything. As those memories get transferred. And this is one of the things that sparked joy out of the conversation yesterday when I was saying, we don't have and will never have kids. What's our impact going to be? The only impact we're going to have is transition of memories and stories. That's it. That's what will be left behind by us, and that's important. So we're starting a lot of new projects around that, which we'll talk about in a minute.
And I think too, we were talking with our other friend Lynn and Rob over the past 3 weeks about making those connections and being away from. Well, I don't know if you have, I think a little bit, but it's come up for me a lot without being far away from family, and how when we're here and we have these friends that are like family, we ought to check on them more. We don't have to, and it's not required, because there's that friendship there. But knowing that's our family, like Joy and Lynn and some others, we should be checking on them and making sure we're touching base and kind of having that communication, fellowship, and follow up. If something happens to me, Brian doesn't have any family here, and I think it's sobering.
My metaphorical version of that is we have planted roots here, but we have no. Oh, we do. We have some branches, but we don't have any leaves or flowers because we're not watering the land the right way. So that's very important to us, and that's going to be reflective in a lot of the stuff that we're doing lately. And a lot of that came out of recent, education and just all kinds of recent things, and they're all positive to me. They're all things that I'm happy about and feel good about.
I just want to reach on, to people and say, hey, how are you doing? I love you. Let me know if you need anything. It doesn't have to be some long thing. And when we go time without seeing each other, it's like we haven't. But there still needs to be that, to me, that checking on and reaching out and growing. You have to grow a relationship or a friendship. It doesn't matter if time doesn't matter.
So we really want to finish. So we started OBOT a long time ago, and we're going to restart that on the new program. But I'm going to finish out my metaphysical training first, which is going to take me a little bit of time. And once we do that, I'd really like to get a monthly group together that's just talking about druidry and those specific things, so we can do a little bit of engagement there. But back on the other topic, and that's why we said today, who are we? And I'm not talking about just who are Rook and I, but who are we as a group? Who are we as individuals? Who are you guys? And what has changed? What has really made us what we are, and how our minds have changed? One of the big books that I just finished reading is Sapiens, and I've talked about this a lot. It's by Yuval Noah Harari. It's not a spiritual book, but it is a book that covers so many different lines and items and things about human behavior, and they are so well written in such a clear way that you're not reading a scientific book, but you're reading a book that's backed by humans and science and knowledge and experience. And it's not just the way that somebody feels or thinks. I think this is the most true book I have ever read. And I don't know how else to say it. It's got a second part that I'm going to be starting soon because I just finished this one. And that is the critical mass for us. Sapiens, that underscores who I am and who we are. we are humans, but there's so much more than that. There's so much that we don't know about that we have at our fingertips and we need to work on. And then the other book, and yes, Joy, we do have a group forming. We want to be a part of that group. We left off at Guerse 18 in the old system. We are going to re-up to the new one.
But I'm gonna play the old one.
Yeah, but we're gonna go through the old ones and finish them up. We got a little bit halfway through. We're gonna keep going because we've done a lot of the work. But we're going to,
over, right?
yeah, we're going to purchase the new version of it. We just don't have enough money right now, but we're going to purchase that new family version online, and we're going to start it over and do it the right way. Because honestly, through all of the training we've done, let me speak for myself. I've read a lot of things. I've really dug into the left-hand path, which I still am very strongly connected to. I've read into Satanism. I've read the Satanic Bible. I've practiced some of the things in the Satanic Bible. I've done the Temple of Set initiatory process. I've done so many things that I never would have done before. And what it brings me back to is I am not designed for something that is so complex. I am designed for something that is so simple that it just explains everything. And Druidry does that.
But so powerful. I mean, that's...
Yeah, and
I can't speak to the Druid, but the Bardic part, even so powerful.
We've done the initiation actually with you originally, so I feel like that still stands for us.
Thank you, Joy.
What I would love to know, I don't know, do we need initiation twice though?
I don't know.
Because I still feel strongly about that. My guide is the same. Everything's the same to me. I've pondered it lately.
I probably would consider it because Joy really... I think Karl and Albie, because had they not walked by my office and saw my Selenite wand and singing bowl, I never would have... I don't know how I would have met Joy. So... and then she, of course, helped me through a really rough time.
Remember, we did the initiatory thing out at the Grove in the Circle for Druidry.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
This is the formal that... Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The formal, I would definitely... Yes.
Yeah. What we really need is, they connected us to a guide, but that guides are not really available as much as you'd like. You know what I mean? You talk to them and you send them stuff, but they sometimes take a week or a month to even get back to you.
It's like a mentor type.
Yeah. So that's something that we would do. But anyway, we can talk about that. We're definitely pushing ourselves back towards that just naturally.
And yes, the foundations, the ancestors. I just want to respond to a couple of things. That's good. And yes, Dragon, that is so true about time blindness. And it's like you don't have ill intent or you're not upset with people. And it's hard to explain that. Thank God the people that I love us think, are understanding of it. But it's just, you literally don't think about it. And for no other reason. It's not that you don't love the people, but I don't know. Time blindness, that's a good way to say it. It's all the same. Group forming there, and then initiation formal. Absolutely. Yeah. We talk. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to catch up a little bit.
That's okay. So the other book that I'm reading, since you got through your 4, I'm limiting it to 2 or 3 at a time, is Journey of the Souls. And it is case studies of life between lives. So it's near-death experiences and documents of what people have experienced under hypnosis and other things about what happens there to our soul and where is our soul and what is our soul. And it's a very, very neat book. I truly do believe in different parts of the journey of the souls and different thoughts of it and ways that it works. So that's really kind of a big piece of it. We just look at it and we kind of try to understand it as best we can as humans. But this book gives you some accounts of what people actually experience. And while I'm reading them, there's this familiarity of that thing that they're describing. And then they have that familiarity. And then they do past life regression and it goes into those experiences. And to be honest, every fiber of my being, without having any proof, feels that it's true. Like it just feels that it's true and that it's familiar and that we've experienced it before. So it's been a very, very cool book. Journey of the Souls, if you're interested, by Michael Newton. He's got a couple of books out. This is the first one. I have the second one also, which I'll be reading. And then I do want to point out, Dragon, thank you for mentioning that, the BDO. I also want to mention kind of not analogous, but adjacent to this is the Way of Fire and Ice, which is the Norse pantheon kind of driven system, Dragon, that you are kind of connected to, and I have having some connections to. They are very much aligned a lot with Druidic practice, just from a Norse pantheon standpoint, and the way that they do stuff is really cool. It's been very helpful. I'm in their Discord. I don't talk in there at all, but I read a lot. And so there's a lot of really cool stuff in there that I've enjoyed. So yeah, I mean, we got into a lot of the who are we stuff, and I think so a lot of our discussion is probably already had, but I'd like to really just kind of say, without jumping ahead. No, I want to hold that for when we get to it. Let's stay in pathway. What I was going to say is that where my path is now is so different, but almost the exact same in a very weird way. And it happens a lot, and I think other people experience it, and it's that whole the same but different feeling, right? You've completed one cycle of the cards, which we know we're always going through the cycles, but multiple different cycles at the same time. But we have just recently gotten through a cycle, and now we're starting back at the beginning of this same situation, but with a lot more knowledge, a lot more experience. Look at him sniffing out the door.
Ben, what are you doing?
He can
Bubba?
smell outside.
Oh, that's cute. I've never seen him do that.
He does it a lot. Yeah, VG's kind of holding the thing there.
So irritating.
Really? I kind of think it's sweet. It bothered me at first, and I'm like,
scratching the door.
Yeah, I'd really like it to be pretty and clean, but you know what? That just says that our dogs live here.
That's true.
And they have dog things to do.
Yeah, true.
It's a small price to pay to have the love of an animal.
That's true.
I wish the price was a little bit less.
You talk about it that way.
Wish the price was less.
Oh yeah, the cards. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
There are so many wonderful Lenormand decks.
Got him hooked on them. We have I didn't realize I had about 8 decks, so I shared them with him.
So I think I'm gonna beat a Lenormand like he would be to tarot. Probably not 400 plus decks, but like.
Well, I did order like 10 more.
That'll be like my focus. How interesting.
We'll learn
when
together.
That joy. Yeah, we can learn together, but that was so interesting. Like. Lenormand was something that was great that Lee gave us the explanation and he gave us the tools. It wasn't overwhelming.
He did a really good job with that. I enjoyed it a lot.
It just freaking awesome. It was really nice. Yeah. And I like how you said it just gets to the point. No, not as much roundabout stuff like tarot. Well, if you have something, and the Norman's like,
watch what you say about my tarot.
I'm not talking bad about tarot.
Watch what you say
I'm
about my tarot.
trying to just reference a point that was made.
Kidding. It is a good point.
If you look in the sky and you see the third moon to the right and you're feeling this way, then tarot, then you might be able to do this.
Let me just interject. You're right, and it's very good. And I've heard people make this description before about Lenormand.
So they're looking
but
within.
That's how I see tarot. Tarot is very succinct if you want it to be, and just it's a great learning tool. Remember how we talked about how close the cards to each other, right? Right? Mm-hmm. We talked about how close the cards are to each other. Similar. That's the same thing in tarot. You read the closeness of them. You read which one's above or below.
And it makes sense to me what clouds are close to the querent, the man, woman, or non-binary person. I want to go get mine. I think they're in the car. Is that okay with you?
So this is the Lenormand. Yeah, this is the Lenormand deck that he allowed. I would say gifted to me. I picked it out, but he allowed us to take them. And I'm like, this is incredible for a cartomancer, right? But it just, and I completely forgot that we have some cards here, and I was like, oh god, we gotta go do this, we gotta go get them. So yeah, it's very interesting, but a lot of the things, it's so funny, Joy. I'm really hoping that is the truth, that he finds something for him like that, because he loves to do tarot, but he struggles with it a lot. And I think when you learn different card systems, it makes tarot easier too, because you use some of the same ideas, right? When you read tarot, you look at, well, what's missing? What's the pattern? How many of each kind of thing do you have? How many cards do you have? What's the order that they come in? There's so much more to it, and Lenormand seems to do a really good job of focusing on those areas, which makes it a bit easier. So, I mean, he even gave us a book with the helpful tools in it and everything. It was very nice.
Oh, I bought it. Isn't that so freaking cool?
Yeah. Makes me want to finish the updated version of the tarot class.
Did you talk about? So I want to show mine, but
No, I just mentioned that kind of how reading Lenormand will probably help you read tarot better.
and it was so interesting. I guess did you say the Lenormand and maybe tarot? For all I know, roots were in the standard playing cards. He had given us
All of the different cards that we use are rooted in standard playing cards. They were the standard of playing cards. But Lenormand was specifically created in the 1800s by a specific person. That's why there isn't really a lot of interpretation to their meanings. Their interpretation in Lenormand, from what I can gather, comes from how you interpret the symbols, but the symbols are the same, right? So the rider, for example, there's a rider in every one, but it might be the horseman, it might be the chariot, but it's still the rider. But how do you interpret the rider? Right? And how do I interpret the chariot is going to be different based on what's around it, what's going on.
Oh, I don't like these.
And that's kind of where I get into the mindset of, Brad, all you have to do, what little nail you do have, you just pluck it. Come right out.
But this was
I'll get you a little velvet case for it instead, if that's better.
that's what I have to do. This was a well planned out course with the materials, and even he gave us a deck. This is work with the
As a matter of fact,
the standard playing cards labeled how they correspond to the Lenormand cards. And I just want to show the deck that I was given. Hold on. It's the Enchanted, Lenormand of Enchantment, excuse me. And these are, let's see, and the significance of like clouds, and if it's close to the person, and all, it's very interesting.
yeah.
Like, these are the
I know nothing about Lenormand. What I just shared with you about Lenormand came from what Lee shared yesterday and what I read a little bit last night. So this is all new to me, and I am
those
hooked.
lilies. I can't tell.
Yeah,
It's like them.
Lily.
The
Yes.
ship.
And it reminded
So
me.
freaking awesome.
I hooked him up. Well, I was wrong. So the Cerulean Sequence is a deck by James Eads, but it's a numerology deck. He actually has a full deck for Lenormand called the Green Glyph, and
Oh my god, I want them.
we'll use the. You can use the one I have for now. Finn's digging in the chair.
Art.
Um,
These are amazing. But anyway, that was very, very interesting, and it was a well met, awesome thing to attend. And then I've got to look through here. He's given us a notebook that have the what the cards are.
so there are 36 Lenormand cards
Descriptions.
in most decks, but slow down. There's 36 cards, right, in most decks. Some of them have more for a couple of reasons. There's two big reasons that I gathered from what Lee shared yesterday. One is to allow for, alternate, I guess, relationships, gay relationships, heterosexual and homosexual relationships. Some have extra cards because there's a male and a female card in there, or a gentleman and a lady. And so there's extra cards sometimes. Like one of my decks had 3 gentlemen and 3 ladies in it, so you can mix and match them however you want.
Non-binaries.
Yep, and then there's non-binary ones, but then there's there's a Lenormand deck that I have that has 60 cards. It has all the 36 originals, but it has 14 completely different
Oh wow.
cards that they call, I think, the pathway or something, that allows you to connect. And it represents, so if you pull the cards and there's a pathway in between 2 cards, it means you have a journey to go through to get to that next one. It's very neat how they do it. Like, it's so cool.
And it can be as simple
I
or
get
as
excited.
elaborate. Like you can have a 3 card, you could do a 1 card, you could do a grand tableau, which is all of the cards. It's really
So
kind of relate internally. Yeah, it was awesome.
when we do our kava today, that we're taking Lenormand, I'm pretty sure, and that's going to be one of the things we're working on.
But thank you to Mr. Lee for an awesome
Yeah,
introduction to this card system.
it was huge.
And the materials and knowledge to do so, to connect.
Yep. And we already talked a little bit about the moon, the full moon, right? I mean, new moon, sorry, the new moon. The next new moon is in, was it Tuesday morning? I think Monday night into Tuesday. I already closed it out, but it is the new moon in Gemini. I know there's some work to be done. I think hearing what is going on with all you guys, I think one of the things I would like to do for our new moon ritual this time is start a healing like guild build.
I would love that.
So
Healing guild build.
yeah. So starting whether it's monthly or whether it's asynchronous in Discord, but putting a place in where, you know, people can put in, look, you know, I'm having a hard time, I need some healing, or, you know, I'm thinking about somebody else. And then once a month on a pre agreed upon time, maybe the new moon, we all can separately, not together, but at the same time, separately, like, okay, if the new moon is Monday night at 10 p.m., everybody's going to take a moment. We're all going to stop what we're doing wherever we are, and we're going to send out some healing energy to our group and to whoever needs it.
I love healing guilds. I would really like that.
So that's something that has come up for this new moon for me. Is there's a lot of healing needed. It's not just health healing either. It's mental healing and exhaustion healing and
The earth.
just everything needs to be maybe mending guild would be better.
Mending guild. I like that.
A mending guild.
That's very nice.
We've been mending a lot of things at our house too. Oh, and Dragon Alchemist, we can.
Ooh.
So, Joy, do you already do something on the 6th day after the moon? After new moon?
Considered cosmic.
Because if you don't already do something, we can adopt that. I think that's fair.
Burnout is real.
But if you're already doing something, and we obviously don't want to commandeer that. If that's a good day and we need to, okay. So you already do something.
So we can do our
Excuse
separate
me.
something.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't want to commandeer somebody else's stuff.
No. We do not want to do that.
So here's what we can do. We'll do it in our Discord just so that anybody that we have access to it. I'll share the other Discord to Cups if that's okay. When you guys do the meditation, Joy, I would love to join in, but we'll still have a separate little thing called the Mending Guild that we'll do, and then we can just bring that with us to this thing on the 6th. That would be. I think that will work pretty well. All right, so we'll work on that. That gives us some purpose. That's just, it's come up a lot lately, and you know, me and Rook were both in the Healing Guild at one of our previous groups years ago, and it was probably one of our favorite things.
That was the best part. That, you know, one thing about that, and probably not so much as it changed, but the archaic layout and stuff, and the community there was really nice.
So good. They ruined it
Before they took it to a Facebook style.
Yeah.
But I did want to say, take a poll of the Discord. Yeah, world of and with women work and for interested people.
Yeah,
awesome.
absolutely. I don't know if I know how to do a poll. I think there's a way to do an actual poll, but I get what you mean. Same point.
Yeah. It's from
Inglesy, dude. Okay, yeah, we would love to do that, and then like we can carry with us from our group meeting on the new moon into it. It doesn't have to be a new moon. I'm just using it as a placeholder now. But that was for me on this new moon. I'm like, okay, what else can you do with healing? What other thing can you do that fits the new moon and all the moon cycles better than healing? You start the healing at the dark moon. You build the healing. You release it all. And then you pull it all back in to recoup and recuperate and regenerate, and then you release it all again. That's healing. And that, to me, just fits with the moon cycles. So, yeah, we'll do that. And see kind of how he wants to be a part of it. And then, of course, Dragon, I'm not going to nominate you for it, but if you would like to do Dragon Reiki through it, I think that would be super cool.
I need to sign up for some of that.
I did my first level Dragon Reiki, but I've got to go back and do the the second level.
I need that attunement. I'll be reaching out to you, Trey.
Yeah, we both do.
And while I know we moved on, but I just wanted to say,
Oh, I love it.
I'm so excited. We did order a Steam Dunk Lenormand What is it? Steampunk.
Yeah.
Lenormand for him and a Santa Muerte. Lenormand for me, and the Santa Muerte is not in English, so I'm going to really have to connect with the imagery and learn it.
That's awesome.
But I'm so excited. I'll come tomorrow.
That is awesome. Hold on. I'm having a hard time getting to the screen I need because, again, my brain is still not fully functioning.
Oh, what are those? Oh, the Malefique.
Malefique Lenormand. That's the one that I took from Lee.
Really pretty.
I'd really like to see maybe give something back to him for that because that was a pretty big exchange.
We need to do something for him, like a gift card to a Magic
something
or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if he likes Amazon, but we need to reach out to him. Is he in Discord?
Yeah, he's in the Cups Discord, which we're back in.
We need to ask him. I'll reach out and say, hey, what can we do as an exchange of energy? Not that you requested or required, but that we feel like we want to do.
Yeah, it's just
some people get weird about that. No, you don't have to.
It was really big.
It's an exchange. Really it's an exchange.
What am I looking for? I have no clue what I'm looking for. Oh, here. No, that's not what I'm looking for.
And if we're really good, I think we'll learn the cards. The playing card version.
So New Moon is coming up May 27th. It's 3 a.m. on New Moon on the 27th, so really tomorrow night. So I think that's a great time. We're going to do that. And then Full Moon is on June 11th. That'll be in Sagittarius, our New Moon in Gemini. So I'm really excited, about having this thing start up because it just popped into my head randomly when it's like, oh, we need to do a healing guild. And I like the Mending Guild.
Mending.
Or whatever, something similar to that. We're going to go for it. Oh, that would be beautiful dragon. I've actually heard of the Green Flame. I've read a little bit about it. I cannot remember where. But I'm obsessed with the Green Man. That's really kind of the basis of everything that I do, which we'll get into our main conversation here in a minute. But yeah, so that's super exciting. And then what's our next turn of the wheel?
Well, let's look it up because I was going to bring up something about that.
Well, I know what it is.
I want to get with Joy and go back to do another cooking of some of her items.
That's when it all started for us.
That's how Joy's really the start for me, a lot of it. You kind of got me to paganism and Wicca, and then
Summer Solstice.
Joy took me through some stuff, hard times with it.
So we started our cooking thing at Lunasa. Because remember it was Lunasa or Llamas bread. That's what started the whole thing for us.
Soda bread. Did we make the first one we made? Wasn't it like a soda bread?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the first one we made with Joy.
No, it's not the first one we made with Joy. That was the first one that we just kind of did to try something. So definitely need a cooking one. I am really enjoying cups again and doing the process. However,
the 28th.
However, yeah, the June 28th, I think we're probably planning on doing that. And I know on June 21st is solstice. There's something in me. I would like to do a small group thing like we were doing before, like kind of outside of cups.
Yeah, Joy brought that up last night.
Oh, did she?
I feel like, yeah.
Because I love cups. It's great. And I'm enjoying the people again and hearing the stories. It was really one of the best days I've had recently, and I needed it. But I still need that intimate ritual thing is still missing. So that's something we can talk about.
Joy mentioned that yesterday, and I was like,
and I know we're not always okay with people joining remotely. If it's controlled, though, I would like to invite some other people to attend, if that's okay. People that literally just can't be here physically. For example, not recording it, but maybe bringing people in if they wanted to. Somebody like Dragon Dancer. Via a Skype or something when we have our small circles, because there's people that need to be a part of it that can't be. In my opinion, that's just the thing. But yes, Midsummer.
I think all would have to be consented, and like yesterday, like Colleen did, she got consent from everybody.
Absolutely.
And I think they'll be okay with it.
Well, she was recording. I don't want to record it.
Oh, no.
I just want to be able, and that's all. The consent is just I would like to allow people that we all agree on internally, like Manny too, if y'all wanted to participate, that we could bring you in on like Discord or something and just
Yes,
I feel like y'all are missing when we're doing our stuff because y'all were such a big part of it. I'd like to have that back. I'd like to feel that. But anyway.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And then, if you can't, you can't. But there's still those options there. But would not want to do it with the big cups. It would just be too much because it's too loud. The video doesn't pick up and blah, 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 blah. So on the next show, we're going to talk about midsummer and summer solstice a little more detail. The last week we talked about what had passed, which was Beltane, and we're going to move into this. So yeah, we would like to do some things with that. But we're going to read from this book, The Wheel of the Year. It's really cool. It's the Nature's Illustrated Guide to Nature's Rhythm by Fiona Cook. Really, really cool book. So one of my favorites, actually, because of the way it goes through each of the turns. It has lots of new ideas that, I haven't seen before. All right. Now we're on an actual topic, which I think we've touched on throughout.
I think we've covered a lot of it, but...
Yeah. So who are you?
Oh, you're asking me? Okay.
Or unless you want to ask me, I'll do it. Whatever.
That's fine. So I feel like... God, 28. So I'm not so much recovering anymore, but I was I was raised Southern Baptist, and not just Southern Baptist anywhere, but Southern Baptist in Texas. So if you can imagine,
girl, that's right,
the hypocrisy and trauma going up through that, being guilted every week with shame, and then seeing church members be complete hypocrites. That's a lot of anger and trauma.
Christian on Sunday, right?
A lot of anger and trauma from that. So years, didn't do much. In Virginia, religiously, I was totally against any kind of really spirituality or anything. And then 2006, I don't know how. Yes, I do. I worked at Canon in the rebate department, and a gentleman there, his name was also Brad, funny enough, Brad Garbus, invited me to the Unitarian Church of Norfolk, Virginia. And I went and I felt an immediate connection and peace and love and sense of completeness. From everything at that Unitarian church. It was downtown. The building was old and beautiful. And the way their structure was, I was like, what is this Unitarianism? And I just think it's amazing.
Yeah, you brought me into it. I'd never been before.
And we're going to get there about connections too. But
two connections there, by the way.
Everything about God, I felt like I was like, holy crap, there are good and true religions out there. So they would have the first welcoming, and then they would sing the kids out every Sunday. Go now in peace. And it was so awesome. They went through the book of joys and sorrows where you could write, good or challenging times you had. Just anyway, everything. And so that was about 2006. I got connected to Unitarian Universalist. Unbeknown to me, the music pastor at that church was this guy's old psychology teacher from high school. And so I had just felt love, acceptance, connection, and I'd gone a few times. And when Mystic and I got together, I think I invited you. And
I walked in and saw Miss Fletcher up at the front. Teacher. Although that wasn't her name then. What was her name? It changed. She's crazy, and I love her.
She would get up there, sing. Like when there was songs, she would say, sing.
When we were in psych class, this is in 11th grade, she was my psych teacher. She would literally jump up on top of the desk and throw stuff at us to get us to react, to explain a system. She was probably one of my best. She's my second best teacher. Best teacher I ever had was Miss Brooks, Deb Brooks. She was my English and Latin teacher for 6 years. And she really was what a teacher is. Oh, she was amazing. She told us about herself. She rearranged us when we needed rearranged. There was one day that people weren't paying attention to her, and she just stopped everyone in the class and made us talk about current events. Like, fine, everybody is not thinking, this isn't working today. We're doing this instead. And she got everybody on track, and we had one of the best conversations I can recall as a kid. Very cool. Anyway.
Well, this church, what really... I
don't want to cut you off. I don't want to forget. There's one other thing. When Karen Fletcher stopped being the music director there, my friend from high school became their music director, Joe.
Really?
Uh-huh. Not anymore because they've since moved from that church. But yeah, anyway, that's connections. I saw him posting and it was like, "You're where? You have in downtown Norfolk?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, we had already moved here by then." But anyway, sorry.
That church, in particular, offered so many things. Like on Friday night, a group and movie nights and poetry readings, and it was just a wonderful reintroduction to spirituality. Which reminds me, I want to better support our church here. Now, one thing I will say, I don't like hymns. It triggers a trauma response in me from the Baptist days, and I just don't like them. They're boring. They're uninspiring. There's nothing about a hymn that does anything for me except bring up trauma. So no offense to people that like hymns, but I do not like them. So they did hymns, but also the one thing about the Norfolk church that I love is they would bust out a rock song in the church service. That is something I wish we had a little bit more here with the selection and style of music, because again, I feel, as we've talked about earlier, that music can connect, can inspire, can comfort, and I'm sorry, a lot of that here. But love it, support. I don't mean anything about this one other than I want to support them more and maybe send vibes to have a little bit more inspiring music by different people. Because music is powerful to me. That's all I'll say. So moving on. So go through that. We move here, and then I think you got started in the Sacred Mist.
Mm-hmm.
And about 2018 brought me into that with Wicca, and I fell in love with that system, and kind of went through and again studied that for several years, and then Obad, and then I love and look at everything, but it's not enough to me anymore to say like an eclectic person, an eclectic practitioner, which may be. I really feel very closely connected at this point to Wicca and Druidry and the Druid craft, kind of like our friend Lynn said, and that's a good balance for me. I feel very connected with the just the strength of the Druidry and the power, and then of the Wicca, the mystic, and the wonder. So that's kind of where I am right now, and I do want to support the Unitarian Church of Fort Myers more.
Yeah.
Because that whole church for years, the religion has given me a lot of comfort and support.
Yep.
So now, who are you?
One of the things that I really enjoy about Druidry is how simple it is, yet it evokes some of the most complex reactions, behaviors, and thoughts. And that to me is the essence of English. Humanity. I don't know why I said English. Something over there, I saw English somewhere. It's the essence of humanity for me. It's not that it's simple or easy. It's not easy stuff, but it's simplistic. Easy. And it drives you towards sometimes the most complex feelings and reactions, and that's one of the things I love about Druidry. I love Wicca. I think it's a great religion. I think it's very important. I think it is structured in a way that helped me learn and was a part of my tapestry. But I have left that. I definitely am not partially, but I'm definitely a part of the left-hand path. Insofar as the path that I'm taking by description. So if somebody says, this is what left-hand path is, are you that? I'm like, yeah, I kind of am. But that's not how I would describe myself. We've talked before about this being on the crooked path or the winding path. Yeah, the path has to have both sides. And we determine where we're going on that path, but it's not created before you. It's created as you walk through it. Like we're making the pathway as we go. So I feel like I kind of go through the pathway that way. So I also believe in magic, and I believe in the witchcraft itself. I'm a little bit less concerned of calling myself a witch lately. Like that's not
a thing.
If somebody says, "Are you a witch?" I'm like, "Yeah, kinda, I am."
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily see myself as that anymore because the way that I handle and manage magic is different. I really really, really love just that process, that idea of walking through the path and kind of learning what's new on the pathway. So if somebody asks who I am, I am Pagan. I do function, I think, mostly animistically, and an animism kind of thought process. And definitely, I feel my energy and power from the earth. But I also feel that it has to connect through the heavens and through the universe. So when we say earth, like, it's weird, but I don't see like the planet Earth. Earth to me is the universe. It's just the Earth is the stability part that we're on right now, but there's other planets. I think other planets are also Earth. I think Earth is the energy. Now, the Mother Earth is something I believe in as being her own entity and needing protection and providing all this stuff to us. But there's more than just that, and so that's. If I have to say who I am, it is I am an eclectic pagan who practices many different ways of working with energy and trying to just make everything a little bit better than it was through manipulating that energy. And so if that's a witch, it's a witch. I can say I'm not Satanist because I've practiced through that. I can say I'm not a Sessian, which is a really amazing religion. But I am not that. I do believe in the analogous deities, and the energy's right. And it's unlabelable, but to provide a label to it, pagan is the easiest one. I'm pagan.
Now, would you describe, because I don't want to forget my question, like about the earth, like being other parts in our physical earth, is that kind of to relate how everything is connected in the entire universe, maybe?
Yeah.
Would that be, I'm trying to make it to understand, like, what you're saying or meaning. Okay. I think I do.
Yeah, the big thing is, when I say that, I'm not saying that I don't believe in the earth. Like, I don't believe that the earth is the earth, and we talk about, like, healing the earth. It is. Like, that's the thing. But truly, when I think of earth, it's not the physical planet. It's the energy of all of the earths in the world, all of the universes in the world. And in order for me to work effectively, I'm always drawing on my roots, right? I'm drawing the earth energy up. But now when I practice, I have to draw the energy up to here. So I pull in from the earth all the way up to here. And then I pull in from the universe all the way down to my toes. And so those things then connect. So then I might have blue in from the top, just as a way to picture it. With blue from the top, green from the bottom, it comes together and it makes the big swirl of what I am. So I am a both. And those things are all connected. And so when we talk about Earth, it's not just the Mother Earth or the planet Earth, even though that is a big piece of it. That's where my mind goes. That's what is different than where I used to be.
God, that's awesome, though.
It's come out of being open to studying other things and thinking I might like this. Like, I love Left Hand Path.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I love the Setian stuff. I don't know Setian or Session, but and I've pulled things from it, but it's not what I am.
Not the complete.
What I am is pulling in from everything has to come from all over, and it's not just this planet. You're pulling it in from, like, my dual elements. It's not just this planet. It's every Earth. It's not just this universe. It's every universe. It's not just this sea, land, and sky. It's every sea, land, and sky.
I really love that process you have of dual elements and how it relates to. That's awesome, and that resonates with me.
So the dual elements thing is whenever I am thinking of when we're calling the corners, for example, and whether we're physically or mentally lighting a candle on the earth, I'm also mentally lighting a candle in the astral plane and all the other planes, so that it's just this connection that's all the way through. And it's just how I've always, that's been since the beginning of my Wiccan practice. I don't know if I heard it from somebody and just have kept it, or if I made it up. I don't know, but that is definitely stuck in my practice way. Yeah, and I love the toning. I love the 3 breaths exercise. I enjoy all of those things. Yep, and we're talking about Air Dragon and Joy. We're talking about air. We're doing our video right now. We've taken some shots for it, and one of the things that came up is air is supposed to be all the stuff around us and we breathe it, but it's also how everything is connected. Like, I'm connected to everything in my house through air, through sight, through vision, through sound, through even mentation. Everything is in the interstitial of air. So that's why air to me is such a communicator, such a messenger of things, because it's all connected. It's the air that it's connected through. Do I think people can talk telepathically? I absolutely do. If you can learn that pathway, you can do it. And it's done through the air, or the idea of the air. I'm dizzy. Probably because I'm still a little sick.
I'm sorry you don't feel well.
I feel pretty good. I just talked, I think, a little too much.
That while we're talking about our past, just a simple thing, and in leadership, I've often been criticized for how my leadership style, which is, I'm easygoing, I'm very kind, I will get firm and as I need to. But people tell me, oh, you're not a good, you're too, nah. Well, I tell you, kindness has really served me well. And from that, from a professional standpoint, I have team members that would gladly come with me when they have a chance. But where I'm going to this, I think part of my practice and yours as well has always been about kindness. And the past president and CEO of the company I work for now wrote a book, which I've ordered, and I watched an interview of him.
Thank you.
When
Tina says thank you.
Oh.
If it would have been Victor, she wouldn't have replied.
Huh?
If it was Manny, she wouldn't have told us. Tina wanted to get down.
Oh.
Joy wrote. Tina wanted to get down.
Oh. Okay.
She could see you on the camera.
Thank you.
I was just saying, if it was Mystic Manny, he would have been like, nope. She'd be like, I don't want to get down.
So the former president and CEO, who's now deceased, John Goodman, of the company I work for now, I watched the interview of him when one of the buildings I'm at opened, and it was so cool. Glenn Campbell had Alzheimer's, and he at that time did not come to the grand opening, but his wife did.
Who's Glenn Campbell?
He was a country singer, an artist, pretty big, pretty popular. But his wife came, and it's not about celebrity or whatever, but this man, I can't wait to read his book, because his thing was like, it's all about kindness. He's like, this building I'm building, we are putting love, kindness, and positive energy into this project. And he's like, if you put that into everything you do, your success and happiness is guaranteed. It was just really, really nice. And thank you. Thank you, JC.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like, if you do things with love and kindness.
The laughing is at Tina, not him.
You're definitely a happier person, and you're successful and all that. So I just love the whole philosophy of my company. It's all like that, my new company. They're all about people, diversity, equity, belonging, and inclusion. They even added the B for Debbie. They are all about people, team members and residents. So
unfortunately, that can be pretty rare.
And unfortunately,
nowadays.
That is pretty rare. And I'm healing from about 10 years, because I didn't have it as a nurse, but 10 years of work trauma from different places. And this is how senior care should be.
Yep.
We should be able to care for our residents, and we should be taken care of as employees. We should feel valued. And I think that applies to all across the board for people.
I agree completely.
So that is part of who I am now, and I will not change it. The kindness and that kind of stuff. Ooh, it is hot. It doesn't look like it'd be hot yet, but it is, right? Looks like it's still
Pine.
Jiminy Copal.
Yeah, sorry, Copal.
Do you want anything to drink? I'm gonna get a little bit of the heat of a coffee. More
All
coffee?
right. So I'm going to go back through real quick and look a little bit at what you guys have been posting, just to make sure we captured, because I want to know who you are too, to the extent that you want to share. And I know Dragon wrote something really pretty. I want to read that.
That was really pretty, yes.
I am the towering trees. I am the creeping moss, the sprawling mycelium, the cold breeze and surging river, the dancing northern lights and shining stars, the howl of the wolf and the call of the raven. I love that. Oh, I love that. Yeah, we're gonna. Me and Rook have both talked about pushing really hard to pay a little bit more attention in Discord too, because people are posting in there, and there's some really nice art and stuff that have been posted in there, and we want to make sure that we start highlighting that a little bit more and talking about it. But Manny, that is exactly how I feel. That is a great way to word it. The universe experiencing itself. I love that. We have talked about this on shows back when Hurricane Ian was happening, because we were doing this even then. And during that, one of the things that came up was, I'm very interested in metaphysics. I'm still doing some training in metaphysics. I'm close to graduating with that. But one of the things that comes up to me and I always go back to is the Hermetic principles, right? The Kabbalion, and how those things influence what we do and how we do them. And if you really look at it, that's what the Kabbalion is saying, is we are all the universe experiencing itself. And the quicker we recognize that, the better we are to each other, because we're all the same part of the universe, just a different aspect of it experiencing itself. And it really lessens some of the stress of the world to think of it that way, So I love it. Enjoy. I know you shared a couple of things, I know, with the spider, right? We have a ton of spiders on our back pool, and they don't bother me like they used to. I used to be really nervous about them. Yeah. They are all over the place, and they are doing their thing, and they are weaving, which is interesting because when we get to it, I will be using the Threads of Fate Weaver Tarot, the Ascendant. So interesting synchronicity there about connections and how paths work together. I will tell you, I think people are. I got sick. Thankfully, it was short-lived though. That's one good thing. This was probably the shortest sickness I've had, which I am very excited about, because let's drop a few jasmines. Oh, it smells so freaking phenomenal. There it goes. Eucalyptus, is very good, which we know anything with that kind of that tea tree eucalyptus mint flavor, right? When I have a good eucalyptus scent come in, it just gives me that one good cough, and everything comes out in a good. So I haven't had to take any medicine today, which I'm kind of excited about. I have a bunch of different kinds of jasmine incense. It is probably I'm not a big floral guy, but from the floral standpoint, jasmine is probably my favorite.
It smells very good.
And the things that we've been making recently, we've been including saffron. I put just like 2 drops of saffron. Is that for me?
Yeah, I didn't want to read what you're doing and interrupt. Sorry.
2 drops of saffron in our whatchamacallit. And our toner that Rook taught me how to make. And it's just completely has changed. Like, I haven't broken out. I feel more balanced. Saffron is amazing. I see saffron as mostly fire with a little bit of water. That's how I feel with it. But it's wakes me up in the morning, but keeps me nice and energized, but calm. I really love it. And then the jasmine gives the flowy reduction, kind of like with rose along with it too. I just got this little pull to it. Jasmine's water, yeah. So
I need to oil these.
Yeah, we do. There's a lot of things we need to do, but
Magical
pretty
cleaning,
good.
magical maintenance.
I asked B to help us out with a couple of things too.
Ooh.
I was
we love
asking
B.
her to help teach us how to properly dry herbs. I told her the type of dryer that we have, and she said it's perfect. But how to pull them and properly set them to dry, and to help us make. And Joy, we're asking you too. I just don't think you were there when we were talking about it. We want to make cleansing sticks from local things.
Ooh, what's that?
But when we make them, they become kindling and go up in flames like that. So we don't know how to make a cleansing stick that is effective. You know how they bundle the sage up, and you have a sage stick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I asked again. Joy was, I think she was over at the other stuff, but I asked B, is like, can you help teach us? I was asking everybody at the table how to make our own cleansing stick of local things, whatever's local, so that we can use that instead of sage. And I love sage. I'll still use sage. I'm sorry. I will.
I know.
We can talk about that separately. Yes. However, I want to use local things.
I agree. Hell, can be some way we can incorporate part of the palm tree frond into the binding of it or something.
Yeah. Definitely not doing that, Dragon. I'm not soaking them in anything. I didn't even know that was a thing.
You have to. Oh, okay.
So yes.
Pine.
I tried to make one with pine, and I'm telling you, it smelled so good, but it immediately went up in flames, and I binded them and everything, and I mean, it literally, we could have lit the house on fire. So, I am one for getting supplies and setting something up. Joy, if you are willing to, you and B, or whoever, to help teach us that process. And Dragon, maybe whenever we do it, we can bring you in Discord. We can get together and have some discussions about it. I would love to do that. We need to set a date.
That's what's so good in our group, and people we're fortunate to know. There's a lot of practiced and experienced, knowledgeable folks. Then we get to call them friends.
Mm-hmm. And I have I bought a body cam specifically so that when we go out and forage and do stuff, it'll be on video, so that we can include that in some of the stuff we do. So when we go out and do foraging, because I think we should do the whole process from nothing to something, I want to do. And if it takes months to do it, then it takes months to do it. Whatever's the right way, we need to do that. So, okay, we've gone way over.
But this was great.
It was. This is how it's supposed to be.
Organic and flowing, and yep, great. We talked about that.
June 8th through 22. So maybe it can be after July 4th.
Could we do a workshop? Like really do a workshop?
That's what I'm saying.
People are telling me they'd be interested.
That's what we're talking about. Do an actual workshop.
Yeah.
Bring some people in via Discord who can't physically be here, who can do it remotely. But I'm talking about the workshop. If it takes more than one time and we have to forage,
that's fine.
Then we want to do that too. We want to do the whole thing.
And I want to do the cooking. Did we say that already? For Joy's
cooking.
Book for the next turn.
That would not the next turn.
Not the next turn.
No, the next turn is solstice. So, but Lunasa, Luna.
Oh, that's a good one. Is that the almond bread? What was that called? The
walnut brown bread. Walnut brown bread
with molasses.
Molasses brown bread. That's what it was.
God, it was so good. Amazing.
All right. So, because we don't want to run into Adius's show, if he actually does it, in 45 minutes.
Oh, shoot. Yeah,
we want to skip over to tarot or cards.
I'm pulling a clarifier with Lenormand. So be patient with me because I am going to have to look it up, probably, the Lenormand clarifier.
Who wants a tarot or other reading?
I'm going to pull one from a tarot.
Right. Mystic.
Lenormand.
Manny. Dragon. Alchemist.
He's the only mystic Manny.
Joy. JC. With one N. I always put two.
Oh, N?
Yep.
Yeah, she's one.
And I know it's not. Just like Michelle's with one L. I'm like, that's Michela.
Yeah, Michelle with one L. Now that I have an issue with.
Michela.
They're literally spelling the name incorrectly.
And Justin got it. You mean like Cherie?
Yeah, like her too.
All right, so we've got Mystic, Dragon, Joy, the JCs. That's funny that they're both JC.
That is actually hilarious.
Not
hilarious. That is really.
So we are going to be doing. Come on. Or I'm going to be doing. Sorry, the Weaver Tarot, which I picked before we started talking about the spiders. By the way. So this is called Threads of Fate. That's like the overarching company. This is the Weaver Tarot. They have multiple different ones. They're pretty cool. They're relatively minimalistic, but I'm very, very much love these cards. I've only used them once before, so I got to do some good shuffles here. We've got a mix of Pine Copal, Pajari Copal, and Dragon's Blood going. That's why you get that sweet and salty.
Sweet and salty is good.
Those are not jumpers. You know how you know when something's a jumper and something isn't?
How's that?
No, I was just asking. You just know.
You just know. It's kind of like it. It's not really like a haphazard way. It seems like more. I think I just feel like it's like a deliberate thing. It's not just like I just threw it out.
All right. Thank you.
Cleanse these as well.
We've had that for a long time. We just only used it here at the house, kind of on our fire altar, and then we just copied it over. We still have your cauldron. It is not in great shape. I don't know what we need to do to get it in better shape. So it is still here, Joy. And it is still together. It's not falling apart, but it is rusted really bad, and we need to take care of it, but I just don't remember how because it's been so long.
Use it.
I don't know if we need to oil it or burn in it, or should we just, because we have 2 large cauldrons. One we burn stuff in. Steel wool. Okay. We'll get some light steel wool.
You, my loves, I love you, but I'm going to move you because your energy is very strong.
Sorry, I'm hitting the camera. I don't have enough room here. The camera, as you can see, is just sitting here. We don't have our we just figured this was easier. Do you season it with anything? Because I know we don't do that with our cast iron cooking ware.
Mystic.
Yeah, we only use it for burning. Well, we actually haven't used it for anything, so maybe we'll do a small herb burning in it. Do you think?
Oil after the steel wool. Oh.
Okay.
Just do what? Burning?
Yeah, we'll burn it. We'll do a burn in it.
Oh, Mystic.
Okay. Got it. So we have 2. Our Poji pot, I will steel wool it and oil it because it is very rusted. Joy, the one that you have, we will lightly steel wool it and we'll do a burning in it to cleanse it. How about, does that work? I know how to season a cooking iron. I just didn't know how to do this.
Okay, that sounds good. Joy will show us. She said come over and she'll lead us through. All right.
We will have to do that. So the Weaver Tarot for me is a pretty cool deck. Like I said, I've used it a couple times, not much, but it's all about weaving and intertwining and togetherness, and it's a relatively simple deck. It's not got a lot of imagery in it. I do like that it has some like super shiny things in it that I love, like the wording and the lines are kind of foiled a little bit. Pretty cool. But first up is Mystic Manny.
And I am pulling from Tarot of Neo-Fiction, that is Unexplained Possibilities deck.
Unexplained Possibilities.
And the Lenormand of Enchantment. I'm pulling 2 for each, sorry. We didn't say that. I want to practice. I want to familiarize myself and connect with these Lenormands.
In the interest of time, I'm not going to do that. Okay. But I definitely want to do some practice today when we get to our place.
All right.
But Manny, Mystic Manny, let's see what I've got for you. 5 of coins. Ooh. And of course I pull a card that looks busy. That'd make it a little easier. So the 5 of coins, obviously we're in the coins area. It's a pretty cool card. This is right after the savings card for me. Like the 4 of coins is like mize your money, save your money. The 5 of coins for me is I don't do anything. You should not be spending excess money on anything. You should not be saving a ton of money. Right now, you just need to kind of go at a good pace to keep things done. Get through whatever you're working on right now, and then you'll have another opportunity to save money. The 5 of coins is generally representative of you have enough. Not enough, but just enough. So it makes you want to kind of just, all right, I don't have anything to save right now, but it's okay. And I really can't buy anything big, which is okay. I have enough to get through, enough to make it through. And so that's going to be just enough for now. Once I get through this little point in this timeline, then I'll be able to take on a little bit more. This also represents your things. So maybe not going out and buying new crystals and doing all that kind of stuff, but reacquainting yourself with what you already do have, which is pretty cool. So the recognition of having your things around you that make you feel comfortable, that make you feel rich, because you are rich just in maybe other ways at the moment, will help you feel more confident and comfortable and more secure in your earth area.
All right. For tarot, I pulled the 7 of Blades, and 7 to me sometimes can be more of a spiritual meaning to it. And what this is telling me is be aware of, it literally has a thief and a cop lights outside, but to me I get the, paired with what the Lenormand is, which is the bear, I get the idea to protect your spirituality, practice, feelings. The bear says it could be good fortune, but with this guy, it's not. He says to be aware of people that are envious. So if people are kind of seem off to you in your interactions, or if they're outright come out and show like they're jealous, or you get a sense that they might be doing some kind of working on you, be aware of them and protect your spiritual self, spiritual heart, feelings, mind, practices. And then this is the bear who says, hey, with this guy, with the 7 of Blades, just be aware of people that could be envious. I don't know if that means anything to you, but that's what I pulled.
If that gets too loud, let me know. I've switched over to Herknunger. Feels more appropriate.
Oh, so I'm gonna siphon gas. Well, really? Ah. Ooh.
Wow, that would piss me off.
Hey, cool. Well, that's shitty that they did that, but okay.
Yeah. Okay. I like the bear.
I like the bear. It could be good fortune, or if it comes with something else like this, be aware of those that are envious. I'm learning these, so.
I feel the desire to burn a little blue kohosh.
What's that?
It's a root that you use a lot in healing and travel rituals.
Oh.
Or at least I do. I don't know if that's the right way to use it.
Ooh, maybe I'll use that to cleanse.
It's not hashish, Brad. It's kohosh.
Oh. Next we have Lady Dragon.
Smell it. It's like a cinnamony scent almost.
Tearing up the paper towels. I don't know why I have a paper towel there. Probably coffee or something.
Smell that one.
Ooh, nice.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
Love it. All right, Dragon Alchemist.
Sorry guys, if it is dragging too long with me doing both, just let me know and I'll just do
I like it.
one or the other.
I think one of the things I think I've talked about this before, but it's neat to me. Whenever I do tarot, I do picture a spider web, and because that's how I view the web of weird, is that we're all connected, and the spider web gives me the best visual, and the spider is at the center at the top, which is where the disco ball of souls is, because that's another thing that helps me. The soul is one big unit, the universe, and each little mirror is one soul. And so I pluck my string down here on the earth, it goes up to the great disco ball, and the spider recognizes it and then plucks the other area where Dragon Alchemist now is, and that's how I connect metaphorically in my head that we are reading for a person. That's how you can read for people without knowing their name or without seeing their face if you've never met before. Is through that method, and so it's very helpful. Miss VG. Hey, baby. You connecting too with Miss Dragon? Yeah. Yeah, you connecting
Animals
too.
are good, intuitive, and intelligent.
She looks very irritated with me. You're
Mine
not
being
petting
cheap.
me. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's why. You need a pet. She's such a good dog. I love her. Dragon, the first card I got for you is the Two of Wands. This is an awesome one. I know and I remember in our past reads that we've done not too long ago, there's been a lot of overdoing it, too much on the plate, need to pull back, need to readjust, need to make sure you have the right amount of things going. The Two of Wands is saying, great job, you've done that, you've got things a lot better balanced now, but there's something new coming, something that you want to expand or that you want to bring somebody else in on to make it bigger, and you need a new engagement. You need to start pulling into something new. Whether it's brand new, doesn't matter, but it's something maybe that you're already doing or something that you want to do. Regardless, it's something that's now time to grow. The Two of Wands comes out to me when that project has been started, things are back in balance, but I need to start growing this thing. Or maybe, for example, just to make this up, it's time for your shop to offer a new service, or it's time for you to start charging for a new product, making a new product, doing a new experience, leading a group of some sort, right? So it's all these different things that you can or maybe have already started, but it's trying to get you to start pushing back up again, not to overfill your plate or do too many things, but to now develop those things into more than what they are. So laid the groundwork, got the bases set up, you went a little bit too far, you pulled it back, and now you can cherry pick what you like and start growing those things up to the next event.
Cool. And I pulled for Tarot Gallant of looks like Earth, and this is telling, what I get from this is that you're going to use your knowledge or experience to help someone with an animal possibly soon, and that through that the heart, which is the Norman, that union connection, that assistance that you give is going to lead to a sort of union or feeling of joy, bliss, either between you and that being or the person, the human possibly, that is tied to that animal or being. If that makes sense, but Gallant and the heart. Let's see those. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to mess your cards. I didn't take them longer. So animal or being. Absolutely. What's this? Ooh.
Yes, we will do that. And anybody's welcome, by the way. We will do, or at least I plan on doing a little Discord chat afterwards like we used to. Not going to be as long, but just to open discussion since, and here it's us talking and kind of people can respond by word. But if we want to actually chat, I like having that chat afterwards to kind of help a little bit. So,
Miss
Joy is up next.
Oh, God. I just sent all these cards flying.
We used to get in Discord afterwards, and that's when we would talk about life and general stuff. And I kind of miss that. There's one or two people that used to get in that I didn't miss. But
Yeah.
some bad energy there.
Huh? Oh.
None of y'all.
No, one of them. We're enjoy.
It's interesting how when life calms down a hair, that's when you feel like you have a little bit of reconnection, and then when it gets busy, you lose the connection. But this time, as it's getting busier, I'm getting the connections back, which is opposite of how it's been in the past.
Ah, interesting.
It's a really good thing. Joy. Probably also because I'm a little more mature than I was 5 years ago. Joy. Three of Cups. This is one of my favorite cards. The Three of Cups is a representation of going out, being together. It is the have a drink with your friends, card. It is the have a ladies' night out or a guys' night out. Three of Cups is, to me, is a dualistic card, you know, because, and I've talked about this before, ones are self, twos are recognition of self, threes are bringing in the rest of the people, having the other and recognizing of the other. So the Three of Cups is like this, I want to go out, I want to hang out with friends, I want to have some good conversations, I want to laugh, I want to experience joy. And that's what the Three of Cups generally means, is that you need to have some, or you should engage in some meaningful conversations, but really just have fun. Do stuff that you enjoy with people that you enjoy. And that's what the Three of Cups, I mean, this is one of the few cards that's always standard to me. Like, it always means that. It always means you need to go out and have that night. Again, it doesn't have to be a night, but it cannot be fulfilled by training or education, if that makes any sense. This is the kind of night that is hanging out. Kind of like what we did yesterday. That was hanging out to me. It was such a good thing. But the Three of Cups is really that whole idea of when you're going out or making this trip or doing whatever, it's just enjoying it, love and engagement and happiness and laughter to kind of reset a lot of things. So yeah.
All right. So yes, I pulled two Lenormand because one of them, after I shuffled, was the one we pulled, and then so I got a clarifier. So I pulled for you.
That's funny.
First, Excursion.
That is hilarious.
So to me, I assume this is like the Chariot. Excursion.
Yeah, I think it could be.
Again, like take control to go on a. This is telling me to get out of the city, like a trip. Get out of the city, and with someone or someone at the destination, it is, you know, it's about a joyous time spent with them, a feeling of connection. And then in doing so, you're getting away from the clouds, which is, could be something disagreeable. It could be literally like clouding up the day, making it murky. So taking a trip out of the city with someone that you know or will well or not so well will form a joyous time, union, connection. It'll be good for the relationship.
So if you know them, it'll be good. If you don't know them, it will become good.
Right. Yeah. And then the clouds are not negative to me here. It's just saying that in doing so, it'll kind of lift the mind, lift the clouds, and maybe make something else clearer that is going on, or maybe you don't even know is going on as far as a focus or something. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what.
Doesn't have to.
And I pulled the second Lenormand because we just had the heart, so.
Doesn't have to make sense to you.
Even after I shuffled, and I'm like, who knows? I always do one more to verify.
Everybody wants to cook with grandma, trust me.
Huh? Oh, yeah, everybody wants to cook you. Oh.
That'll be neat.
Oh, sweet. Going to see. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Oh. What's a little
different
one?
Hey, what's some Benzoin?
Benzoin. And next will be to JC or Gianna. Gianna.
That's not very nice.
Gianna. She'll kill me.
Sumatran Benzoin. Gianna is next.
Don't tell me it's short for vagina.
They actually asked that about our dog.
Our neighbor.
Her name is VG, which is the letter V and the letter G for Valley Girl. Bird of Peckway is her full name. Valley Girl, Bird of Peckway. Because she was born in Peckway and her birth name was Bird by the Amish.
Yes.
So that's where the name comes from. And we call her VG for short. And our neighbor said, that's not short for vagina, is it?
She's a trip.
Ma'am.
She's a trip. And
If
why
it
would
was.
you think that? Don't tell me that's short for vagina.
She's like, these gays, they always are doing weird stuff.
Okay, that's probably what they're thinking.
Oh, God.
She'll always ask me if she's leaving walking the dog. Well, where's he at? I said, oh, he's out this week. Oh,
And she's always mean about it. Where's he at?
Are you getting stuff done this week? Like while you have a minute? She always tell me. I'm like, I'm trying.
You're the one. Wait a minute. I'm the
Like,
one that does everything when I
please.
get back. Well, no,
Like
you
she
do
means
too.
like with a house.
You do
and stuff.
too.
She probably sees our yard, and that's why she's.
Our yard is bad. We need to do that
It's
today.
like a jungle.
Two of coins. Okay.
Cranks. Sorry, that was loud. Kerns.
2 of Kerns. So,
That was really loud.
Mrs. JC, the 2 of Coins is, so Pentacles are earth cards, and they are very, very structured. They are very organized, and they're generally about our earthly possessions, our money, our finances. The 2 of Coins, as you see in this, is kind of like she's tying these 2 things together, and it's representing that you might want to be holding on to finances a little bit. You might not want to be spending as much as you maybe normally do. It's not the savings card. The savings card for me is the 4 of Coins, which is the one where it says, look, every penny you get, put it away. You're going to need it. This is just saying, kind of similar to a little bit earlier, but in a different way, is, you know, pay attention to what you're doing and what you have and what's around you, you know? Don't go overboard. Don't go out doing a whole bunch of stuff. If you're getting ready to spend money like on your kids or, you know, on a trip or something, you can just be mindful of what it is, because if you don't, you'll have some difficulties later on. The other potential meaning for this card, which generally I can, you know, if we have time, we would clarify. Maybe his cards will do that for you. Is your ownership things, the things around your house that you own. Treat them well. Make sure that they are controlled. Make sure that you have them where you want them. Make sure that you have things that also provide you comfort. Though not everything is functional. The 2 of Coins is a reminder that our things are a part of who we are and how we engage in our environment, for example. For example, I like spheres, but I also don't like a lot of mess. You can't tell by looking at our table. But having the spheres in an organized manner is very important to me because it makes my environment comfortable to me. So think of like a favorite chair or a favorite lamp or your favorite, I don't know, figurine. You need to have some of those things around you. So if you don't, you should consider getting them or setting up a space where you'll have them. If you do, you might need to clean them, take a little bit of care of them, and make sure that they're in a place that works for you. Lastly, the 2 of Coins is kind of a feng shui card for me. It recommends considering moving your things around. Whether that's money to a different bank account for higher interest, or whether that is, you know, rearranging your living room to put your stuff in a different order, to not just to change it up, but to give it a better flow of how things are going in your house. If you do that, it will probably release some of the energy in your house, make it a little bit calmer. So I'm leaning a little bit more towards the final meaning there, but it could be any of those things. But I would think it might be time for kind of a rearrange a little bit. Move some things around and get your stuff in a place that feels better.
And this could go with that, so can't make it up. 10 of Coins is the first one. Prosperity. This does not mean necessarily just money, but in belongings and status, and status meaning like how you are set with your things in order. But it could be financial. A lot of times to me it means work, happiness with work, which produces the money or produces the means to get things.
Even though mine was financial, like the beginning one, I don't think that's the meaning for it. Like I said, I think it's more of the house organization and movement thing.
Like the status is the only way I know to mean it, but not status like
the milieu.
Wealth,
the encompassing environment, everything that's in your environment.
And then again, after shuffling, you guys can see me shuffling. You can rewind it back later. I pulled the Lenormand of the Heart, which tends to be a joyous occasion. Now, this might go to something that he's asked earlier. Yes, the status is going to be good, but 22 is the road. So this tells me that if you're doing your stuff right, rearranging your things, your setup, your milieu, your environment, your house, whatever it is, being more mindful of what you're spending, you're going to take the road, which avoids like a disaster or a bad outcome or bad situation. So the heart has come up every freaking time, meaning joy, which I don't know why she does. I've shuffled. But that's what I got. I don't know if it makes sense or if you're thinking about rearranging anything, but
Yep.
That's what they say.
And that rearranging is just things on the physical plane. It doesn't mean anything, specifically always. All right, this one's for Justin. Yeah, that's
Why is
true.
he laughing? Vagina? Because I said gina?
Probably laughing because of the focus on financial and the house stuff.
Oh,
Because he's probably like, the fuck if you're moving any shit in my house. But you know what? You can always use it as an excuse to clean underneath things. I don't know. Just a little.
Oh, literally cleaning.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
What is the word? Feng shui.
Look,
the
I need
words.
some
That's
smoky.
okay. Put some on there.
What's this?
That's a blend of everything.
And I want a little bit of this.
The feng shui is what really is I'm getting out of that reading.
Okay.
Thank you.
The feng shui.
Yeah, just are things facing in the right direction? And I don't know feng shui very well. Like that, not something I've studied, but you know, maybe y'all need to get one of those little feng shui sand things where you organize the stones. I don't know. They say they're helpful.
I really like combining these tarot and Lenormands. Kind of like the Lenormands are a good clarifier.
Yeah. Well, because they have detailed meanings.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
The clarifier card.
You don't have to intuit them. Okay, this is not working.
I want
Cards
to
do not want to shuffle.
a dragon dancer.
Okay. I have to almost break the cards to shuffle these because they're such high GSM stock. They get serious, y'all. Justin, let's see.
I'm trying to picture Justin while I'm
I
shuffling.
knew it. I almost put it in the chat. I said, watch him get a whole bunch of hearts and air cards.
Balance.
So the Four of Cups is a really cool card. It is from the area of ancestors. It's from the area of sunset, but it's also from the area of our emotions and our feelings. So the Four of Cups to me is really important about structuring how you are dealing with emotions and how you're responding to emotional things. This is representative of a good period. So something's recently changed or something is happening now that's giving you more calmness than normal. Like it's telling me that you're feeling a little bit more balanced. Things are coming into a better spot where they're not kind of all up in the air, because thinking of the four corners of something, right? Four corners makes a pretty good structure. And if you represent the corners, it's almost like you're maybe building a house of comfortable emotions. On the card itself, you see the three chalices there, and then the one on top, and then one on top has this eye on it, and it's like the eye is opening to allowing yourself to be comfortable in these emotions and these feelings, and things are a little bit more stable for a while. So this is a really good card for me that's representative of things are going in a positive direction. Whatever changes or behaviors that you're doing now differently are leading you to a positive emotion or a positive outcome. So keep doing those things, and that structure will stay there. Excuse me.
All right. And for you, I drew an earth card, which to me, so the Four of Earth, the Four of Roses, the Four of Flowers.
Two fours.
So what I'm getting from this is like not to be, normally fours to me mean like a steady foundation, and it could be, but I'm getting, don't be caught up too much in the physical things, and you're blinded or a prisoner to belongings, something like that. I did draw the woman card, and typically we're supposed to, it refers to the current. I don't know. I think this is referring to possibly coming into contact, getting away from the physical things and in touch with maybe the more sensitive or different areas, aspects of your life possibly, and not so much belongings, possessions, or I don't know. That's what I'm getting. And then, of course, the second one I drew was the heart. It's all about joy. So the message this week is about meaningful relationships and joy, apparently, from the Lenormand. I have shuffled and you guys have seen me. So don't get wrapped up in the physical things that you're blinded to other things that provide happiness. Maybe get into touch with more of a sensitive side this week, or things that would be of like something to improve relationships with a person, and then doing these things will lead to joy and contentment. So the heart has spoken. My gosh, I got to meditate on the heart this week.
Yeah, you do.
She has come out today. It has come out today. Yeesh. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what they say.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
They have spoken. So that's the tarot for this week. Did anybody we miss that would like a reading before we're done?
This heart thing, man, that's nuts. Oh, I forgot to pull the regular cards. I'll have to do that next time.
Oh. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah. Sorry, I drug it on with my cards.
No, you didn't. We did right on time. We got 10 minutes left, which is kind of on point.
Oh shoot, I'm messing up my papers. Crinkling them.
So that was fun. I enjoyed doing that. The reads. I'm gonna practice that Lenormand stuff too. But hopefully everybody got a little bit out of that. Very good conversation.
It makes an ancestor insane. That
Yeah.
hold your convictions.
Hold steady. Hold up to it. Whatever it is, stick to itiveness is kind of like the method. But yeah, very good conversation. That's very nice. I'm really excited and happy.
I really enjoyed that. Thank you all for coming by, stopping by, hanging out, talking, writing.
I am going to open up Discord for a little bit, not for long, because we got a lot of stuff to do today. But just if anybody has anything they want to chat about for maybe 30 minutes or so, and then we'll have to head off. But
oh, the most important thing of the whole thing I forgot to tell people. Out of my week, what would you say is the greatest thing that happened to me this week?
Other than me?
Other than you, accomplishment-wise.
I mean, I know what it is, so just share.
I finally, after 6 months, beat Grandia 3, which is a way overpowered game against the player. It's next to impossible to get through that game.
Yes.
It's so unfairly and uneven, not balanced. So I finally beat it last night after 6 months, and I've been on the
6
final
months.
boss for like 2 months.
Yep.
Crazy, and it's just very unbalanced. So I'm very happy about
It required
that.
a little bit of grinding and a little bit of planning and adjusting and making the right decisions. So that fits right in with this week's theme.
It is.
Much so.
Ooh, Elation. I knew her
Elation.
back in '96. I'm just kidding.
No, that was Absidy.
Oh, Absidy. Yeah, that was Absidy.
So great conversation. We will, like I said, be opening up the Discord for a little bit if anybody wants to chat. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. This has been phenomenal, as it always is. To close out our circle, you ready?
Oh, yep.
From the north, Widdershins to the east, undoing the circle that is cast, may it open, but unbroken. That is not what it says.
My brain fills in gaps of words sometimes.
Tell her hello. We have to be in touch with her soon.
My brain just fills in words, and I'm not doing it purposefully.
See y'all later. Thank
you
you again.
later.
Have a happy weekend and a happy Memorial Day.
Bye, Dragon.